welcome to Table Talk. I'm Carol.
And I'm Castle.
So today's Friday. It's my favorite day
of the week.
Today we're going to talk about this movie that's being in my Instagram feed every single day.
I know. I think also because the people that we follow as Asians, we are not American Asians, but as Asians you follow you look up to Asian people, and it's just been blowing up my social media. Like everyone is talking about Crazy Rich Asians. I just feel like if we don't talk about it today, I'm not even sure if I can call myself Asian anymore.
I wouldn't say that. I just think if you're Asian and you are in the Asian community in America, I think it'll be hard for you to not to even notice this movie.
Yeah, but there's so much to talk about this movie. There's so many aspects to it. But before that, let us watch a 28 seconds snippet of the trailer.
That looks fun. I have to be honest, I haven't watched the movie.
Me too. I wanted to talk about it after the movie, but I'm like, hey, news can't wait any longer, so let's just talk about it. So for those of you who haven't watched the movie yet, don't worry, we are not gonna spill the beans because
we don't know any better than you.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a very highly anticipated movie with a lot of Hollywood buzz. The story follows a native New Yorker to Singapore to meet her boyfriend Nick Young's family, who turned out to be one of the country's most eligible bachelor coming from an extremely wealthy family. And that's all the drama began.
So this movie is actually based out of the book by Kevin Kwan and it's directed by John M. Chu, which he happens to be the director of Now You See Me and Step Up to I Love. I'm not sure if you watched the movie Now You See Me. No. Okay, but Step Up, the dancing video, he's the director of that too. And so it's Yes. So it's just a very historical moment because it's the first movie in 25 years featuring an all-Asian and an Asian American cast. So the last movie was Joy Luck Club back in 1993.
I know Cassell is pretending that she knows this movie.
I do not. Definitely, I do not.
When the movie was out, I don't think you were even born.
But do you know about this movie? No, right?
Yes, I do. I'm a little older than you.
As we can look in the picture, it's just mostly Asian American actors like Henry Golding, the main female actor, and Constance Wu, Aquafina, Ken Jeong, Gemma Chan, and Michelle Yeoh, and that is the director John M. Chu on the left. It's not just a movie, but it is a movement. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I was so impressed when I was reading through the articles, and then there was actually Asian American entrepreneurs who have been renting out theaters for special screenings of the movie, giving away free tickets to Asian American youth and the community to support this movie because it's a really big thing. It's not just in the movie that's featuring all these Asian American actors, but actually behind the scenes too, the screenwriters, the directors, they have screenwriters, script writers, co-writers from Malaysia,
Right. And also, I remember a few years ago when Fresh Off the Boat was out.
Yeah.
I feel like it was kind of the same atmosphere, but this time it feels a little. How do you put it? It feels more solid. Because I guess when Fresh Off the Boat came out, everyone just excited because
it's a sitcom, and this is in the theaters.
Right. So I guess the buzz is a little different, and the main actress Constance, she's also the main actress in Fresh Off the Boat. So when she first came out with Fresh Off the Boat, no one really knew who she was, right? But now she has already gained some fame and popularity. People knows her as one of the most popular Asian American actress
with a leading role.
Right.
And I feel as an Asian, I feel for this because it's when I was young, if I want to talk about my favorite movies, I would say off my mind right now is maybe Fault in Our Stars. It's about a couple they're dying of cancer, but they are American actors, so it's I could relate to it because I love the story. But it's as an Asian, I'm not represented in the movie, so as Crazy Rich Asian is out now, it's just I can relate to Constance Wu because she looks like me. It's just I'm represented, so it's yeah, it's a different feeling, I guess. It's like, even though I might not like the movie, I'm gonna support it because I'm Asian.
The story itself is actually a little bit more than a rom-com, right?
Yeah.
It has a lot of different layers. If you are just, I guess...
it goes deep into telling the story of each person, like if there's a Malaysian, if there's a Singaporean, if there's a Filipino, you know? It's not just like, oh, all Asians are the same, but you have Chinese from China, you have Chinese in Malaysia, you have Chinese in Indonesia, and they're all different.
Mm-hmm. And also, within the movie, there's also, I guess, the Asian American perspective, right? Which is the main perspective, which I guess I can kind of relate to. But it's just like it has a lot of different layers because Asian, they have like a lot of different background, a lot of different upbringings. But I think what brings everyone to the movie is, other than the movement, is that this is just a very entertaining movie.
Yeah, it's also like it's creating a buzz because actually there's a report earlier this year that found that 1.4 out of like 10 lead actors in film are people of color, and of the 174 theatrical films released in the year of 2016, Asian actors and actresses only make up 3.1% of the top film roles. This is why it's really a buzz, because this story centers around an Asian lead. Yeah. So we want to talk about, which is our title today, diversity versus representation. Like a little about what is the difference, because it seems like almost the same, but really it's not the same. So it's like I just want to say what is diversity? Diversity is being diverse, people of color. But when it comes to the entertainment industry, diversity is like including someone right there. Like, you have a black person, you have an Asian role, you have a white person playing the role, or you have a Hispanic role. But representation is sharing their stories and their dreams. As in, like, what is the dream of this Asian actor? What is the dream of this white actor? So it's what makes them different. It's not just putting them there to spice up the color or like.
Right, yeah.
And it's just not a token, like, but the heart and the love. And so I think this movie, as I'm gonna watch it next week, I'm super excited. But it's like there's like these three lead female, Constance Wu, Aquafina, and Gemma Chan. So all of them is like they're different. So Constance Wu is the Asian American. So she's like, I grew up here, so I go back there, I'm different, you know?
Right.
And like Gemma Chan, who is like rich, I think she plays Henry Golding's cousin. So she's like the idea that she has this perfect marriage, perfect life, like with all the money. So it's like, that's the other side of the story. And Aquafina being born in a rich family, I think. And she has another perspective. So it's all different.
Right. And let's not forget about Michelle Yeoh. She plays the mom.
Yeah.
I would watch a movie just for her. I mean, I've been watching her since I was little, and she's so versatile. She can do the kung fu stuff, and she's just like a role model, I think, for a lot of the up and coming Asian actor and actresses.
It's been such a long time since I last seen her in the movies, or I just didn't catch her. But it's like when I was young, because she's Malaysian, so I'm like, wow, Michelle Yeoh is like, wow, she was like one of the first few actors who goes into Hollywood as an Asian figure.
Right.
So like having her on this like new movie, not hit. Pardon me. But new movie is like, wow, it's like, hey, that's OG, that's, you know?
Right.
Like, super
OG.
cool. Yeah, OG. But because when you were saying just now, like how you were born in Taiwan and you grew up in
Vancouver.
Can I say that? Yeah. Because you're like North America, I'm like, can I say you grew up in Canada? Yeah, exposing your...
Yes,
but yeah, you grew up in Canada. So it's like, you are like a dual citizen. So you have like a dual lady. I don't know. It's like you're half Taiwanese and half Canadian.
Yeah.
So for them, like Asian American actors, like Henry Golding, he's half Malaysian and half British. And for Constance Wu, she grew up in Virginia. So for you, it's like, what do you say about this? Like, because Henry Golding saying like when he was young, he kind of struggled with it, I think. And because you're 50% of this and that, and people actually like, there's actually backlash on the internet saying that he shouldn't be featured in this role because he's not full Asian. But he's like, when he was young, he knows and he owned his identity. So I'm not gonna let someone tell me who I am. I know I'm Asian.
Right.
So, but again, like he's not like shocked or surprised that people are coming at him. So he's just like, he's glad he get to start a conversation. So for you as half Taiwanese and half Canadian, I would say, what are your struggles? I don't know. Like, do you ever have this struggle?
I guess because I moved to Canada when I was already 14. So I think I have a very solid base in terms of language and cultural identity as a Taiwanese. And then moving to Canada, you at 14, you're like a teenager, right? So you try to fit in, you try to absorb as much as possible, and you try to decide who you are, right? And you thought you were full Taiwanese, and then after a few years, you went back to Taiwan, and you realize you're not really Taiwanese anymore.
Wow.
So it's like you have two homes. But you are not 100% in either of the places.
Yeah.
So it was a struggle, I guess, initially, because you just don't really know how to identify yourself and how to introduce yourself.
Wow.
Like when people ask you, oh, so like, where are you from? Or like where's your hometown?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, well, I'm based in New York, but if you want to talk about home, then I do want a short version or the long version, right? So I guess everyone has that sort of struggle. Like people move around and you do different things. At different stage of life, you have different identity. But I think at the end of the day, it's how where your families are, where your friends are, and you're just gonna have to be okay with you are not 100% of anything.
Yeah, it's just funny how Henry Golding here actually said he was not being white enough to be living in England without sort of being noticed and coming back to Asia and not being Asian enough.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little about what each of this cast feel about this movie, and we talk about Henry Golding and what he felt and things like that. So Ken Jeong, you know who's Ken Jeong, right? He was in Hangover. Yes, I think I first know about him in Hangover. He's like super funny, but he was saying like he has never felt so culturally emotional about it before, like getting those Asian American voices heard. For him, it's like, it's not just like he was like a good friend with the director John Chu, and he's like, people are saying like, hey, Rachel, the lead role which Constance Wu is playing, should be white, and then he felt like, you know, this is a little insensitive, and he was like friends with John Chu, and then he was like texting him like, hey, we should be united as brothers and sisters, like, man, just go all out, man. Like I saw a YouTube comment as well as like, you need Scarlett Johansson to boost up the movie or things like that, you know. So I felt angry, like,
oh, that was the actual comment.
Yeah, but it's like for Ken Jeong, I think he has a white wife as well. So right, but it's like, man, I'm like, great job, John Chu. I'm not even like for going all the way, you know, like just push through all this comments or like opinions and like future.
Yeah, I think I can understand the comment. I mean, as offensive as it sounds, I guess you would just assume that because Asian is still a minority, right? So you want something mainstream to be in a movie to bring the mainstream viewership to your movie, right?
Right.
But I think as we progress as a society, as countries, as people, I think we are gradually becoming more and more curious about people who's not like you and things that you're not familiar with.
Globally, I think there's like 60% Asian.
You mean like population-wise?
Yeah. So it's like making this movie out, it's like you're representing 60% of the population, so it's super relatable. Like if you have never had an Asian cast in like 25 years, like it's not like now is the time, it should have happened a long time ago, but finally it happened.
Yeah. So I'm excited to watch that.
And also as we are continue to discuss about what each cast feel about this, and Constance Wu, she said that because I think the book actually has a section where it says it goes into a deeper context about why this main character Rachel Chu, she said she has never dated Asian men beforehand, and fans loved the section. So when they were shooting this movie, I think they shot the part, but they were like contemplating if they should put it in the final product, but in the end they did not, because Constance Wu was like, hey, I think I'm uncomfortable saying lines like this, because for the first time in a long time they are lifting Asian men up, so they don't really want to cut them on the side, you know.
Right.
So, and the director was like, this is super great because you have a team of people in the back who understands this, and like you empower your actors and actresses to voice out when they feel like, hey, this is not right, or this maybe we should leave this out, even though the director said we should. But then after some time and discussion, it wasn't included in the final version. So I think that's great. What makes a great movie is like, the storyline and things like that, and talents, of course. But in this, again, as we have said again and again, it's like the characters look like me. Like when I watch a movie, the characters look like me. So that's what makes the movie really good. Making movies that connect with people.
Yeah. I mean, the super rich part, I'm not sure how relatable that is to me, but the Asian part, yes, I do feel relatable. And I do have friends who went to the movie and everyone's bawling in the theater.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like such an interesting rom-com, but I think, like we discussed before, it has so many layers, and it touch into how like Asian parents interact with their children, and I think a lot of values in Asian culture. So I'm very looking forward to it.
I'm super excited. It's truly a watershed moment. I can't really speak it for the Asian Americans because I'm not one, but I believe this is history in the making, and I really can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to watch it next.
She's so excited. She can't talk anymore.
I can't wait to watch it next Tuesday. But I have a little tip, because you know why I say I'm watching it next Tuesday? Because for AMC theaters on Tuesdays it's $5 only.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, so don't come. You're gonna flood the cinema, but it's only $5, so like can totally catch it on Tuesday, and it's like for a cheaper price. I think it also applies to new movies, right?
Oh, does it?
It should.
I have no idea.
Yeah, okay. I watched a movie like last Tuesday. It was like $5. I'm sure this is too. So
for $5, yes.
That's all we have for today, I guess. Anything you want to add?
Go watch the movie.
And
for $5.
Yeah. So AMC did not sponsor us, but I guess that's all the time we have for today. And for Table Talk, I'm Castle.
I'm Carol.
See you next time.
Bye.
大家好，欢迎收看消费流行线，我是主持人蒋洋洋。酒店为了提高入住率也是花样百出。伦敦的这家酒店，只要你入住就有机会拍复古电影，而且还是做主角，帮你圆明星梦。我们一起来看看。
Excitement is building in central London, and they're all here for one special star. It's a name on the tip of everybody's tongue in London town tonight. A star who is lighting up the city wherever they go. Say hello to London's next big thing. Friends come easily to this hot shot, and Leicester Square is having a ball.
我们刚刚看到的黑白新闻短片是从 Victory House 这个酒店大屏幕传出来的。它位于伦敦著名的莱斯特广场，跟纽约的时报广场一样，那里每天人流量非常大，大家都会停下来看大屏幕播放的东西。不过，这段复古视频的主角并不是玛丽莲·梦露或者是其他电影明星，他呢叫克里斯汀·阿尔特曼，他是这家酒店的客人。伦敦莱斯特广场胜利之家酒店是梅景阁在英国最新开设的精品酒店。由于它的黄金地段旁边就是 Odeon Cinema， 很多电影的首映礼就是在这里举行的。酒店的设计师们根据他们在伦敦的这个地理优势，为客人提供在电影中出演的机会。主角呢，也就是客人他们自己。伦敦莱斯特广场胜利之家酒店拥有86间时尚现代客房，包括9间套房。良好的隔音效果在伦敦电影区的喧闹中营造出了一份安宁。每个房间都有很棒的视野，可饱览莱斯特广场的繁华。每逢举行重大电影的首映，不用走出房间就能享受到奢华的前排观看体验。 除此之外，酒店的建筑特点也影响了室内装饰。酒店建筑采用19世纪风格的典型赤褐色外部墙面设计。纵使莱斯特广场历经沧桑变化，这里始终保有永恒的标志性面貌。
One thing's for sure, there'll be many more magical movie moments from this star of the silver screen. From London, we bid you good night.
为了给他们的客人充分的明星体验，胜利之家为每一个客人都提供了小型的360度摄像头，他们可以在附近的旅行中拍摄。这家酒店还给他们提供了一个简短的教程，介绍他们如何使用这个小型的摄像头。莱斯特广场每天吸引25万游客，每年约有50部电影的首映式在这里举行。在2012年奥运会期间，有1700万英镑用于重建该地区。从那个时候开始，更多的豪华酒店和高档餐厅也陆续抵达了这个地方。
There'll be many more magical movie moments from this star of the silver screen. From London, we bid you good night.
好，那我们这期节目就到此结束啦，我们下期再见。